so much for your participation thus far. In the next session, I would like to present Mr. Ali Asgar Abbas, the CEO of RightCliQ Solutions Malaysia. Ali Asgar is a passionate technologist and strategist with over 2 decades of IT experience, working with technology partners across the globe and business background in managing and founding technology companies. As a founder and CEO of RightCliQ, he has been consistently delivering enterprise-grade software integration solutions and building products for his clients and partners. While Ali's belief in outcome-based result stems from his proficiency in system analysis and architectural capabilities. His acumen for striking a right balance between profitability and growth is a clear vision of a business leader who strives for achieving sustainable growth through innovation and opportunism. Ali will be weighing in on the blockchain-based halal traceability system, a hype or reality. Well, the stage is yours, Aliaska. Thank you.
Thank you, Amirul. Uh, the Honorable Dato Sri Mohammad Azmin Ali, Senior Minister, Minister of International Trade and Industry. The Honorable Mr. Zulkarnain Shah Zainal Abidin, CEO of Halal International Selangor. The Honorable Puan Aida Lim Abdullah, CEO of Penang Halal International Speaker. The Honorable Dato Azman Shah Muhammad Yusuf, CEO of Northport Malaysia, Berhad. The Honorable Puan Anis Juliana, CEO of Bizarre Technologies. Dato CEOs, government officials, halal industry leaders, technologists, distinguished guests and speakers. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and good morning. The main focus of today's discussion will be the following. We start with the question of why do we not need modernization in the halal supply chain? How technology can be applied in supply chain? How it can be combined with QR code and other existing technologies to help solve the problem. I will use a simple demo to explain how transparency and traceability can be improved in the supply chain management. We'll talk about a few success stories to see where the technology has been successfully implemented in Malaysia and globally, and we'll also cover some use cases. After that, I'll be happy to take questions at the end of my presentation. Before we move to the actual topic, let me briefly share a little bit about us. RightCliQ Solutions is a technology company established since 2007. We are dedicated to helping businesses across implemented projects globally. We have developed multitude cloud-based platforms, mobile apps, and business applications using a variety of tools and technologies. Consulting services like blueprint development, business transformation, and software management services are also part of our portfolio. In the recent years, we have diversified into emerging technologies like distributed ledger technology that is also popularly known as blockchain, and that will be the focus of today's session. We have successfully implemented and launched blockchain-based products using VeriDoc Global's patented verification system in Malaysia and globally. RightCliQ Solutions is a regional office for VeriDoc Global, and we work with them closely in many areas, including technology development, business development, and other areas of collaboration. We share the common vision to eliminate fraud and counterfeit locally and globally. With our background, technology, experience, and a global team, we are confident that we can make a difference in the halal industry, and let us see how we can do some of it. Let us start with the current halal state of the industry in Malaysia. The newspaper article that we see here reflects the current halal meat fiasco for the import halal meat that happened recently here. Due to this, the consumers have lost some confidence in imported meat locally and has impacted our global halal branding. And why did this happen? In my opinion, we can link it to three key problems: the imitation of logos, the usage of uncertified logos, and most importantly, lack of traceability. This sentiment may also be felt by halal consumers abroad sooner or later if the halal certification and tracking is not secured now. So how can we provide a peace of mind and gain the consumer's trust. Let's look at some key issues. The complexity in today's supply chain management systems reveal a huge gap in tracking and tracing products, and this is what has resulted in fakes and counterfeits. Most systems today, they either operate in silos and they're not connected. It has become increasingly difficult for consumers to differentiate between real and a fake. There are multiple parties, stakeholders in the supply chain, and consumers are unable to trace the source of the products to its origin. They want to know what is the origin of the product. They want to know whether they are purchasing the food that they are purchasing is indeed halal. And if it's an imported meal, for example, they would like to know whether the necessary permits are in place. Next is transparency. There are leaks in the distribution network. Consumers unable to know or track the journey of the product. And what happens if the product gets exchanged with an inferior or a fake product along the way, which we have just seen in the recent article has happened. There are issues with product recalls. Manufacturers have difficulty to recall a product due to a safety hazard or some other safety issues. And there's no convenient way for customers to often check whether the product falls under a recall. Consumers do not have the flexibility to check genuine status on the spot. The current ways are often too complex, or consumers need to have special knowledge on the security features. In some cases, we need special devices and skills to identify counterfeits. And last but not the least, manufacturers lose brand reputation, customer perception, and most importantly, credibility. Having understood the problem, the key issues, let us see how technology can solve some of these issues. The question here is, can blockchain technology solve the problem? Before we answer that, let us understand a little bit about what is blockchain technology. The technology is at the forefront of security, and this is what makes it so secure. Because the data is immutable, that is, cannot be changed or deleted. It is permanent. Most importantly, it is not stored on a single centralized database or server. It is a decentralized system. Thus, the security is now shared across millions of computers and locations depending on the size of the blockchain. And to edit the same data, we need to target these many computers to change the data. So what does this translate to? Increase in transparency. The distributed nature of blockchain technology helps to build transparency. It allows governments, businesses to independently verify data without a need for a third party. And this level of transparency leads to increase in public safety. By combining the QR code with the blockchain technology, anyone can determine the authenticity of a document's transaction in a very simple and easy manner. Imposters cannot cheat people, and businesses cannot cheat consumers by selling unlicensed products or services. Now, having seen the benefit of blockchain, let me give you a small demo on how the technology can be applied. The demo will be divided into two sections, the two interrelated sections, I would say. One is the certification and the traceability. In the wake of COVID-19, most people are aware of QR codes. In fact, QR codes are seen everywhere now. So let's see how combining this popular technology with blockchain can solve some of these problems. If I may request the audience, please scan the QR code displayed on your screen using your mobile phones with any QR code reading app that you may have on your phone. Amir, you can see my screen, the QR code, okay? Okay, all right. So let me show you how this works. Now, please note that all the data, logo, images, or flows that we have used for this demo is mock data and is only used for illustration or demo purposes. So once the QR code is scanned, an automated blockchain verification happens. And this is what I will talk about a little later. Once you click on the continue button, it goes on to the visual inspection. At this stage, a copy of the original documents and details as issued by the document issuer is shown. In this example, we are using a certificate that is issued by the veterinary services to certify an halal abattoir. It gives the flexibility to the enforcement officers or general public to immediately compare and validate this against the document presented to them. And it will help them to instantly determine if the document presented to them is genuine or fake. Any tampering that is done on the physical document will be instantly detected as the photo of this is displayed. Now let's look at the second tab, the document details. I believe that if you are using a mobile device, you will be able to see a small arrow and on the top, and then you'll see a documents detail button there, where the users will be able to see this particular section. In this section, the relevant supporting data about the document is displayed. In this case, the company name, the products authorized, and the certification period is shown. The level of details that is shown here can be predetermined by the issuing authority. For example, there could be some hidden information about the certification that is only visible to the inspectors can also be included. The important thing to note about this is the document photo and the document details as shown here will always be retrieved from the customer service. That is, in this case, it is the Department of Veterinary Services. This concept similarly can be applied to any certification labels that consumers rely on before making any purchases. The blockchain-based authentication using QR code can be alongside the labels to address the problems of fake labeling. Now let us come back to the step 1, where I will just refresh my browser. Okay, let's talk about the blockchain validation as our initial validation. This is one of the most secure level of verification available today, as it is based upon the blockchain technology. It combines the basic and emerging technology to make this happen. And this is what makes the QR code plus blockchain solution unique. And how does it work? At the point of securing the document, a unique hash value, which we can liken it to a fingerprint of the document in a layman's term, is placed on the blockchain. Every time the QR code is scanned, the fingerprint of this document is compared with the original document stored at the client's server. And this is what makes the document 100% tamper-proof, as even the issuer of the document cannot edit the document unless a new revision is issued. Now let me show you where these values are stored. If you look at the document details tab, there is a unique hash value 7DDF. This is referred to as the fingerprint of the document, which if necessary can be verified on the blockchain using this button. Again, this is the only data that you see over here is stored on blockchain, and it cannot be reverse engineered. All other data, as mentioned previously, also stored on the client server. So this is very important, as it will avoid any data privacy or security concerns that any authorities or businesses may have for sharing the data. I mean, I know the technology may sound complicated to some of us, but as we see, it's extremely easy to use for the end user. And this QR code plus the unique hash value and blockchain technology is a patented technology in Malaysia and globally. Let us look at another example to see how technology can be applied now for supply chain traceability. This demo will demonstrate how scanning a single QR code placed on the product packaging can help consumers to instantly validate the authenticity of the product, trace the product to its origin, validate the associated certifications, track the product journey, and also check the product recall status. Now again, if I may request the audience, kindly scan the QR code displayed on your screen using your mobile device. Upon completion of the successful verification, as I explained previously.
I'm sorry, Mr. Ali, sorry to
Yes.
interrupt. Just to let you guys know, right? In case, if you think the screen is too small for you, you can always maximize the screen. You can go for full screen actually. Not for you actually, Mr. Ali. Your screen
Okay.
is fine. Yeah.
Yes.
Referring to the audience, you can always maximize the screen. Go to the
This example, the product packaging photo will be showed upon scanning of the QR code. And this can help consumers to instantly compare and determine if they are buying the correct product. The document details section here shows other details like the origin, the expiry date of the certificate. The consumers can also download and verify the QR code on the certificate. In this case, a halal certificate of the product is also attached. And we can also include the halal certification body's website for the users to do instant verification to be able to compare whether the certification is still valid at the point of purchase. Other applicable certifications as shown here can also be included. Other things like GMO free, etc., certification gluten free also can be included over here. Now, let us now look at how consumers can transparently track the journey of the product. In the events section, we can see the journey of the product. The consumers can view the entire tracking details as shown in the table here from abattoir to the supermarket. Each of these entries are also stored on blockchain for verification purposes. Now, let me explain this to you on how this is captured during the transit. So as we see from the map, the journey from the port all the way to the import port, the logistics warehouse to the supermarket is clearly shown over here. And at the point of each travel, right from the abattoir in Australia to the port, to the import port, to the warehouse, to supermarket, the QR code is being scanned. And at the point of this scanning, the data gets recorded, the relevant data like the location timestamp, the photo, or any other pertinent information as required gets captured on the blockchain. And take note that this QR code can be scanned using our free mobile app, and no additional scanning hardware is necessary, which translates into cost saving. So in summary, as we see here, the entire flow from the abattoir to the retailer, along with other pertinent information, is recorded on a single QR code and placed on a tamper-proof blockchain. It makes it very clear who is liable for products at every step of the production and transit, and offers a complete transparency in the supply chain. It provides the ability to identify if the product is tampered along the way. And most importantly, all of the above information will help customers to avoid counterfeits and assess the authenticity of the product. They will have the flexibility to be able to check the genuine status on the spot. And there is no need to download any special app. Now let's look at another interesting feature about product recall. In this example, we can see that the manufacturer has marked the item as not safe for consumption. This will give information to the consumers in real time that the product is not suitable for use. All the customer needs to do is to scan the QR code, and they will know if the product is safe for consumption or falls under a recall. There is no need to call a service center or log into a website and key in the serial number and other traditional methods. And this can be very, very useful in the scenario of food and safety related products where product recalls do happen for many reasons. So again, to summarize, as we see from this demo, a single QR code solves a multitude of problems ranging from traceability, transparency to product recall. And these mechanisms combined with blockchain technology, location-based technology, reduces the risk for counterfeit. The same tracking can also be applied for exports from Malaysia and any other halal products ranging from cosmetics to pharmaceutical to processed foods and beverage, etc. Let us summarize some of the functionality that we saw in the demo. The solution helps to trace the product by generating batch QR codes. The QR codes can be embedded with information like the SKU, batch number, and even product details. This information is hashed and stored securely on blockchain, which can be verified instantly as we saw previously. Not only can these QR codes be done for single products, but they can be batched together and create a parent-child relationship for large volume items, which can help to track and trace the product source. Our systems offers the flexibility to disable the QR codes, and this helps with product recalls. We saw how our technology prevents counterfeit. We can also define automated alerts that automatically mark the QR codes as inactive. For example, if the QR code is destined for Malaysia and it's scanned in China, the QR code may be set to automatically be marked as active. If the same QR code is scanned in two different locations, it can be flagged. And the most interesting part is that the blockchain and QR code technology can be combined or integrated with any existing IoT systems, printing systems, or other systems to avoid counterfeits and add a layer of transparency and visibility. The businesses will be able to market and cross-sell products as the solution comes with the built-in analytics modules. Each QR code scan can be displayed on the map, and other key statistics like the total number of QR code scans, the kind of products that are scanned, usage patterns, etc., are captured and processed behind the scenes. And this data can be used for customer engagement and also extended for big data or advanced analytics requirements as needed, which can help businesses to pivot by understanding markets better.
Yep, Mr. Ali, I hate to interrupt, but time check, we have 1 minute left.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So let's quickly look at what are the other benefits in terms of increasing the control. It allows to increase the public safety, transparency, multi-level verification as we saw, and most importantly, loss of revenue and increasing the credibility of the organization. Our solution is scalable. It can be applied to any businesses, affordable. It can be integrated with existing systems. It's a user-friendly API. It allows to reuse the existing infrastructure. It's a cloud-based solution, or it can be onto the private servers. Most importantly, the solution is multi-chain. It can work with a variety of public and private blockchains depending on the customer security requirements. And we support multiple types of barcodes, not just QR codes. Just to quickly talk about, before I summarize, where is our solution used in Malaysia? It's been used by MTF, which is a renowned taekwondo training academy, and it's associated to the Malaysian Sports Council. They issue about 20,000 certificates a year, and the certificates are protected on blockchain. This solution was highly appreciated by the Sports Association of Malaysia, and in fact, we were featured on the national news in Malaysia, and that is a testament to our success. In terms of tracking, Bungusit, a popular halal delivery service, is tracking their deliveries for high-value items using our platform. And this transparency allows all parties to securely credibility of the merchants and avoid disputes. Floor Depot is using our technology to track timesheets using blockchain technology. Globally, we partner with a lot of countries and a lot of companies and implementations all over the world, and some of the notable ones are Ionris, which is an Australian food safety company with which we are working on for the blockchain technology integration. We have a large product lineup ranging from HR to supply chain to logbook, as we see, which solves the problems across a variety of industries. And where it can be used, as we see here, governments and businesses looking to automate or simplify certification verification process. In a halal context, it gets an ideal fit for halal certification, customs, imports, QA, and a lot of other regulatory bodies that can adopt the technology. It can be used by logistics for tracking purposes, and as we see, the use are many. In short, the possibilities are endless, and we are happy to work with businesses, governments, agencies in their journey towards the adoption of an emerging technology and help companies towards the digitization goal. So with this, keeping the time in mind, I strongly believe that blockchain-based traceability systems are real and there is an immense potential for it to be adopted in the halal supply chain and logistics industry. Please do visit our website for further details and feel free to reach out to me. My email address is here, and we can also discuss and take questions during the day in the session today. Okay, so with that, thank you very much, Bizarrens, for organizing the event and giving me an opportunity and a platform to air my views. Thank you once again. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for that, Ali. So it looks like we have a question over here for you, Ali.
Sure. Let
This,
me
I
just take it up.
believe, would be from Rosie Osman. So thank you
Okay.
for the demo and mostly for developing the system. May Allah bless the initiative and provide ease for continuous use and improvement. It looks like it's benefiting the consumer, for example, like for checking and traceability. Can you comment more on that?
Yes, indeed. It is benefiting the consumers, and I would say it also benefits the businesses because businesses are having issues with fake counterfeits, loss of credibility, reputation. So the solution can not only help consumers but businesses. Now, when we implement a technology like that and we combine it with other technologies like analytics or IoT, we can also use the data for customer engagement, marketing, analysis, and so on. So it's a twofold benefit for all parties in our professional opinion.
Thank
Okay.
you. So Ali, can I also check, right? How can it help the authority to prevent leakages, like what happened with the recent meat scandal?
Fantastic question. Now, there could be multiple ways to approach this depending on the level of, I would say, integration required. So the first step would be is the halal or the certification bodies can adopt the technology to secure the certifications first on the blockchain, and then the parties involved in the supply chain can then use the system to record this particular information and track from the origin or the, I would say, the fact for the abattoir or the factories to the consumers. So it would be a multi-layer or multi-stage adoption of the technology depending on the usage and requirement of the, I would say, the authorities. But that would be a good start, I would say.
Right, perfect. And we also have a few more questions coming in over
Sure.
here. We have, let me see. So from Murshid Hasanuddin, is this program on Ethereum? If it is on Etherscan, how do we manage the gas fee?
Okay, that's a very good technical question. Now, our solution is API based, and you do not worry on any of those things. Our entire solution caters for you. So the gas fee or whatever fees that are required for the blockchain are all part of the package, and we can talk about it technically a little bit more in detail. But yes, as a consumer, that's the other. It's a very good question that opens up a lot of doors. In fact, I missed that point since we didn't have time. The technology does not require the current technical team to have any blockchain knowledge or worry about the gas fees or how blockchain works or anything. As long as they know how to use our APIs, which most developers know, they can integrate the solution. And that's how our solution has been adopted with MTF, Bungusit, Cloud Depot in Malaysia. They don't know anything. They're just using our APIs. In fact, for Bungusit, the app, the whole solution was integrated within 2 or 3 weeks. So it's that simple, the API integration. So
Right.
I would like to talk to you later on that and probably give you some more insights. Thank you for that question.
Thank you so much, Ali, for the insight. Well, we have a few more questions over here, right? But again, Ali will be available at the coffee tables during lunchtime at 1:30 p.m.
Yes, please.
for questions
Yeah.
and networking. So once again, before we break into a brief moment before our next session, we would like to mention that Dr. Iskandar will be available at the coffee tables in the lounge during lunch at 1:30 p.m. to speak about Quick Halal, a halal auditing app. All right, we will now proceed to a 5-minute break before moving into the next session. Thank you.